What it do, ski? It's your boy City Leonard Jones. We back at it once again. Sorry for the delay. Here at Keep It Blunt. I'm here with Z Queen.
Fancy. What's up, y'all?
Alright, we're gonna talk about lifestyle versus the death style today, and what's praised and why it's praised and why the other isn't, or is for that matter, in certain cultures. More specifically, we're gonna talk about the death style in the black and brown communities and how it's praised and how it's kind of strange that it is praised the way it is. For example, lifestyle are tendencies or habits that you form in order to have a healthy living experience. Forgive the word mess up. But then, and in contrast, a death style would just be exactly the opposite. Things that you do habitually that's going to have detriment to your healthy living experience. For example, you got people who drink lean, or they do Molly's and Percocets and my bad.
Popping just any type of pill.
All types of drugs, lack of sleep,
Heroin,
lack of
epidemic
water.
is ridiculous.
You know what I mean? Like if a kid listens to hip hop music or rap music religiously, he will get the diet of lean, Molly, Roof Chris steaks,
Fancy
Benihana,
restaurants,
yeah,
yes.
like takeout food. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. The whole water and fruit, vegetables. That's not really incorporated. Sleep. Everybody's talking about no sleep, no sleep, no sleep, no sleep. Nobody's letting themselves rest to recharge their batteries, so they kind of moving on a zombie mode, off a pill, off of no vegetables and just straight steak and potatoes and lean. Like then you're gonna supposed to be productive and successful. I feel like it's very counteractive to the whole living experience itself.
Exactly.
I feel like they've been tricked. Go ahead, speak.
And I feel like, from my perspective, I'm actually in the healthcare field. So, in my perspective, like, I see so many African American and Hispanic people coming into, the hospital with diabetes and hypertension and, high cholesterol. And all of these things come from years and years of bad eating and lack of exercise. You know, it's taught to us. We always complain about all the different things that isn't taught to us in high school and things like that. But I remember in high school, we had a gym class every single year. That taught us that physical exercise was important. Some people hated it. Some people hated the class. Other people loved it. But it taught us, incorporated into our days, 5 days a week, that we need to exercise. And it seems like whenever we, once we graduate high school and we go on with our lives, it's just like work, work, work. But no one takes the time to really think about getting into the gym and getting your heart rate up, with exercise rather than stress and, arguments and things like that. Like, we have to get better as a whole with, getting our greens in and, making sure that we are conscious of how much sugar we're putting into our body, how much bread we're putting into our body.
Stop sugar in the first place.
Stop with the drugs. Like, that has absolutely no good for the body. That is a man-made thing, and it does nothing for the body.
Nothing good anyway.
Exactly.
You be zombied out.
Makes everything worse.
Definitely. Like what you said earlier, like a lot of people, especially on social media, they praise the person, the female with that good body, that fit honey or whatever,
exactly.
Or that dude that's got a crazy physique or something like that, but they don't take the time to appreciate what these people do to get these physiques and have these physical appearances that these people pay money and thousands of dollars for, female-wise, because a dude, you kind of just stuck. You can't really buy no muscles.
Well, some guys can. I've seen it.
You can't buy no muscles for real. You know what I mean? Like, you look crazy.
But yet and still, like, we just have to get better as a whole. Like, there's, very few songs that are even made about, like, being healthy. I think it was Young Dicky that came out with the song "Better
Lil
Save
Dicky.
That Money," or Lil Dicky.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Better save that
Pause.
money.
Lil Dicky.
So it's kind of just like, we just have to educate ourselves about it. I am seeing more African American people are starting to go vegan and trying to learn more about foods to heal their bodies and things like that. It's something that's going to take time because nothing happens overnight. Just like, you're not going to go into the gym and get a new body after one workout. You have to stay persistent. You have to stay consistent. And you have to, get after it. You only get one life. You don't want to ruin it by eating yourself to death. Literally. It's serious. And you have to think about all the other people that are around you, your family members that care about you, your children, your husband. Like, you have to think about all these things. You only get one life.
It's true.
And there's so many different foods. There's so many different recipes. You just have to go out there and just try things.
Stop eating nuggets and fries every day, man.
Seriously.
Dang.
And it's like one other point that I was thinking about. It's like how some people, it's kind of like they brag about, oh yeah, this tea has the right amount of diabetes in it. Like, that's not cool because you're bragging about that now and you drink it years and years and years, and it's funny for years and years and years until you hit 40 or 50.
That foot goes.
And then you cut your toe, and now all of a sudden your toe has to be amputated, if not your whole foot. It's all fun and games until the rabbit has the gun. Like, we have to get better as a whole. Let's reach out, help each other, encourage each other.
Start the conversation.
Stop making jokes about hypertension and diabetes and I had to go to dialysis today and all that stuff. That's not fun. I see you have to have needles stuck in your finger every day to check your blood sugar and to, go get, all the toxins filtered out of your blood. Those are just not fun procedures for anybody. You don't want to live that lifestyle. So start making the change, especially like you're young. It's never too late. If you're young, you're old, start changing your diet. I read somewhere it takes like 6 weeks to create a habit.
Sounds about right.
6 weeks. You can do it.
Well, in closing, I'd like to say your family does not have a history of diabetes. Your family has a history of terrible eating. It's your boy, City Anna Jones. I'm here with Zach Queen.
Fancy.
Keeping it blunt.